For nearly a decade, together Jim Nantz and Tony Romo have put words to the biggest moments the NFL has to offer. From pre-snap fortune-telling to post-game heartbreak, their love for this sport and admiration for one another always evident. We sat down with the duo for part one of our week-long series, Beyond the Booth.
Let me just start by saying this is our 9th year together with Tracy, too, and how fast has this gone?
When he said 9 years this morning on the morning show, I was like, wow, that's
great. It's been a blast.
It's exactly where I wanted to start, you guys. When you look at that nearly decade worth of work, does it feel like time's speeding up on you, or do you see a decade worth of moments?
No, we've had a lot of moments, and now you start doing the math on it. We've had, over 160 games, probably closer to 175. Because early on we were doing Thursday night and Sundays in our partnership. And that's a lot of prep, a lot of dinners, a lot of game action, a lot of laughs. I mean, it is going at warp speed. It really is.
I try and slow it down. Like, it does fly by. In some ways, it's like I can remember what my kids looked like when I started.
Yeah.
You go see an old picture some, and it's completely shifted. And I think I told my wife this summer when we were talking at dinner one night, I was like, you know, I started last year to kind of appreciate each moment, and regardless, like some games aren't as good as other games, right? But it's a gift to be able to do the games and to not try and get to that game or get to that week, or because sometimes we're grinding out each week. And I think that I just grown an appreciation for each situation, and you know, I think so much of that has to do with being around this team. You know, Jim Nantz, Tracy, Rickoff. Just so fortunate to have people you like being around and enjoy it, and are truly family at this point.
Well, you guys have a way of elevating all moments, and with that growing catalog, Jim, is there something you've grown to admire, knowing Tony closest in this chapter of his football life?
Well, I've never had more fun, in my career than I'm having with Tony, so it starts there. You know, you go through the grind, if that's what it is. I mean, we're calling football games, so it's not manual labor. We're fortunate to be able to have what we have. We're grateful. But you do go through a lot of travel, a lot of prep, and you repeat it every week, and you start over from scratch. You get to the end of the season of football, and you're looking forward to the next thing.
Yeah.
And you step away from it, you go on the other side of the sun for a while, and all of a sudden you get to this point, and now it's on the near horizon. You just can't wait to do it again. You know, it feels like it was just a year or two ago we were doing these practice games together, getting ready to make our debut as a team down in Nashville, Tennessee for a Raiders-Titans game. And you know, our partnership began, weirdly, with an onside kick. The first play that Tony ever participated in as a broadcaster. Mike Mularkey was the coach of the Titans, and he decided to open the season with an onside kick. It backfired, by the way. It was recovered by the Raiders.
We hadn't prepared for that one.
We weren't ready for that. 4 plays later, they're in the end zone, and it was like, whoa, what just happened there? And Tony was brilliant right from the very first.
Well, not much prep required on onside kicks anymore. I know small rule changes around it this year, but we don't see many of them.
The surprise element is gone, and I regret that. I do miss that play. It was part of the strategy of the league. I get it, the whole injury issue, but I do miss the surprise element of that.
Tony, I've got you down for all 13 seasons, beaten zones with Jason Witten. Your partner here's gaining on him in time, that's for sure. Is there a teammate throughout your career that you compare Jim to, maybe in the way they approach the work?
That's the first time I've ever heard a question like that.
Terrell Owens,
I think
Dez.
Yeah, those are all similar too. I think I can't picture someone. It'd have to be closer to like college, because when you come in, someone is established as Jim, so he is like the senior, and you're trying to learn in some aspect from like watching through osmosis, and you know, and like almost like a mentor in some ways. And so Vinny Testaverde might be one in the NFL where I learned a lot from him coming in, and he was a pro's pro, and he took a liking to me a little bit, and so I really had a good, great relationship with Vin, and even to this day, still get down to Tampa and play golf and see him, and I just think Jim's unique in the sense of like you'd also have to kind of be Tom Brady, I guess, if you're also Vinny. You know what I mean? Where it's like he's at the Mount Rushmore, if not the greatest of all time to do in esports. So I just think I get pretty fortunate because Jimmy's like a brother and a father, like all these things in one. And so I think if I had a different relationship, I'm not sure it'd be like that with everybody. So it's a unique and special to me.
Let's stay on the Testaverde path, because I believe it was standing next to Pat Hayden, 1988. Vinny Testaverde and the Bucko Bruce Creamsicles.
That was my first game I ever called.
The games were big. The games were big then.
Moose.
I got you.
Yeah, it went to like 1% of the country. But I was the studio host for the College Football Report at the Broadcast Center in New York, and we had like a rare 8-game weekend or something, and they asked, "Hey, would you like to do a game on Sunday?" So, I mean, I parachuted in, so to speak, at the last minute and did my first NFL game in Indy, Tampa Bay against the Colts. And yeah, it was 37 years ago. So it was a long time. It was 502 games ago.
From then till now, from your unique point of view that you've had through it all, I mean, the game of football has become this tent post of American interest. How have you watched it evolve through your eyes?
Grown. I mean, if you think back, the first down line that you see at home, all the innovation that's come with it, the growth of the league, the stature of the league is so much greater than it used to be. And I mean, I don't know how it can get any bigger, but every year the league figures out a way to raise it another notch. But having said all that, yeah, I've done it a long time. I was fortunate enough, I'm grateful I got to begin in my mid-20s. I have never had a better time than I'm having right now. And this guy right here has a lot to do with that. It truly makes everything fresh, exciting, enjoyable, and I'm proud of him. And I really am. I've seen him step off the field, still as a young man, and learn the trade. Well, you know, you could have still played. Could have still played. And to walk into the booth as a #1 analyst and to nail it right away and go through all the process of learning how to prepare and just dealing with the fact that you are now so high profile. By the way, being the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys feels like about as high profile as it gets, but this is pretty high profile too. Every Sunday doing a game that's being watched, evaluated across the country, and you know, people have really gotten to know and to love Tony, and it's been a really fulfilling part of my career is to watch him grow, and I'm just really proud of him. He's exceptional. He's an exceptional guy to be around, and he's a very rare broadcast talent, and that's what everybody saw, what we saw in him before he did his first game. And yeah, I can't wait. I mean, next year we're going to be doing this interview talking about the 10-year anniversary, and I hope there's a long runway after that. So good on you, man.
It is the most watched window, and we're so lucky to have you guys leading the way. I want to leave you with a couple here. I'm out of questions. I want you to ask one. What is the question you want answered in the 25-26 season? The thing that's just ruminating in your head as you prepare for what we don't know yet?
Just looking at our schedule, which is loaded, but it's very Pittsburgh back heavy at the end of the year.
And that's important to us.
That's important to us. Like in the Aaron Rodgers signing, and I think it's going to work out. I think Aaron, I know this is like the momentum. I'm going against the popular viewpoint of what happened with the Jets. It was better than people gave him credit for by a lot. I mean, he threw 26 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. And what did he do at the end of the year? I mean,
he played great down the stretch like this. As far as they just didn't win, so you don't get credit for some of the good games because you didn't win some of them. But he had 14 touchdowns, 1 pick to close out the last 7.
I mean, this guy was not throwing 14 picks and 1 touchdown. It was the flip. And I think getting around Mike Tomlin, having DK Metcalf, just the culture
they win already,
in Pittsburgh.
And then you add him in there.
I mean, and there's a chance.
Before he'll be better.
There's a chance at the end of the year, if they're good, because we can always switch out of it. The way the schedule was handed out to us, we could have the Steelers come late November, 6 out of 7 weeks. And that includes games against Chicago in your hometown. We have a game against Detroit, national doubleheader game. Got a Pittsburgh-Baltimore game. So there are other ones in that mix. We could see Pittsburgh a lot. if they're good. So that's the biggest question I have. Is it going to work? As I sit here today, I believe it's going to work.
I know my broadcast partner on the desk on Sundays, Bryant McFadden, is hoping with all fingers and toes crossed that it'll work.
Old Steeler.
Question for the season ahead? Our eyes always go to the AFC. I know you guys have led this story between Buffalo and Kansas City.
Yeah, so to me, it's I think there's so many storylines. It's hard for me to describe and make it just one, because I get really excited about 20 different things. I feel like, I mean, I think Cam Ward's one of the least talked about #1 picks in a while, and I think he's going to be special. I think they hit a home run there, and I think Jackson Dart's going to be good. I think that's a great draft, a great offseason for the Giants. I think the NFC East is outstanding. I think the parity is getting closer right now, where the teams who've been down, I think, made the right decisions and they've gone the right direction. The Jets look like they have direction now. It's the starting process. The Giants got Abdul Carter, the quarterback, defensive end for the future. It's like these teams are getting closer. The Broncos might actually upset somebody in the playoffs. You know, they can knock out one of these star quarterbacks. Like one team, like Rodgers goes to the Steelers. It just isn't as simple as you're going to have Lamar, Josh, Patrick, you know, and Joe, and then the rest of the teams. I think teams have caught up a little bit. I think it's going to be a battle for them.
You know, no one talks about it anymore. We were saying the same thing last year. And yes, they lost Slater, their left tackle.
Yeah.
But you don't think the Chargers, in the second year with Harbaugh and Justin Herbert, who really is elite and should be in that same discussion with the other quarterbacks, who just hasn't had the playoff.
They haven't had the guys outside.
Yeah, they haven't had the guys. And look what they did this year. They've got guys now. They even brought Keenan Allen back. I think they're going to be sneaky good.
If Slater would have been there, I think they could have been really good. But they're still going to be fine because they got Becton from Philly.
Yep.
And he's a game changer inside as well. So that's what I'm saying. Those teams, Philly gets hurt a little bit there. Chargers get a little bit better.
Yeah.
This thing gets tighter.
San Diego to San Francisco, year 2 Harbaugh always has a way. I have one last one, and it might be just for me. I'm not sure. Best golf hole you played this offseason. Your favorite hole you played this offseason?
This golf hole?
Single hole.
Single hole.
Did you make a hole-in-one this summer?
No.
Doesn't have to be the best score you made.
I would say the best hole I played was a few years ago. It was in Jim Nantz's backyard.
He's on the Rock of Fame.
Hole-in-one there.
Yes, sir, on the Rock of Fame.
Found that backboard, spun it right in.
I got the boulder. It's got Tony Romo on a plaque.
I don't know if you heard a couple weeks ago, Trevor Immelman offered his Tony Romo impression. Do you have a? We'll get that one to you. Do you have a
Trevor
Immelman interpretation you'd like to offer?
Oh man, if I could do that voice, it's so pure.
I know, it is.
You're exactly right, Jim.
You're there. You're almost there.
It's like,
You're
that's right, Jim. He has to feel this moment, and he will then be in the ability to make this. But that is a great. You're exactly right, Jim. I don't know. That's the best I can do.
Thank you, Trevor.
pretty good.
Well done. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, we can't thank you enough for
He is. It is a sweet voice. Thanks, Moose.
sitting down and taking the
Great
time.
to be with you.
Best of luck to you
Thanks.
guys this season.
All
Safe
the
travels, and we'll see Tony Romo Sundays on HQ.
You got it.
Appreciate you guys. So gracious with their time, and what a duo they are. Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, many thanks. And the days between us and them are few. September 7th, the NFL on CBS is back for season 66. We start things off at Lambeau Field.